Welcome to the Faith Snacks Podcast, bite-sized snacks to grow your faith. I am your host, Chris Adams. Thank you for joining me, and let's get into today's program. Do you know a story about Jesus being questioned about whether they should pay taxes? What his thoughts were on the whole idea? Well, let me tell you about it, because I just heard this the other day, and if it's true, just the thought about it being true, it's kind of cool. I mean, if it's not true, it's no big deal, but, just bear in mind how cool this is, though. But in Matthew 22, these people come to Jesus, and they're trying to trip him up, and they say, hey, should we pay taxes? So Jesus, in verse 18, it says, but Jesus perceived their wickedness and said, why do you test me, you hypocrites? Show me the tax money. Well, right there, hypocrites. Think about that. Hypocrites, you know what a hypocrite is. So they brought him a denarii. And the verse 20 says, and he said to them, whose image and inscription is this? And they said to him, Caesar's. And he said to them, render therefore to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. Then they heard these words, they marveled and left him and went their way. From what I recently heard, there's some historians and biblical scholars that think that when this story took place, when Jesus was questioned about the taxes, that he was actually questioned inside the temple, which is really interesting because they brought forth this whole idea that, in the temple, there's not supposed to be any graven images. And he asked him, okay, bring me a denarii, and what is on that denarii? What is on that piece of money? A graven image of Caesar. And then he says right there, you hypocrites. He's twisting and turning and showing them that you're the hypocrites. God says you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to have graven images in the temple. And here you are having graven images in the temple. We all know the story about how Jesus turned over the tables of the money changers inside the temple and, sat down and made a whip to drive out the people that were doing things that they shouldn't be doing in the temple. I want you to remember this. No matter what's going on in your life, whatever you're facing, whatever things that may be bringing you down, coming against you, that God is always smarter than those that are against you. And if we will rely on God, if we will seek God and ask him for wisdom, that he can trip up those that are trying to trip us up. Just like they ask him, should we pay taxes? Well, let's see what you're doing there, you hypocrites. God is wiser than any man. Let's just rely on him, and he will put us over. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to stay in touch or get connected, you can find me online at www.chrisadams.com, and there you can find all the different social media networks I am on. Thank you for joining me again, and I will see you back here next time.